Hey boys, want to know the next best thing to becoming a professional athlete? Hey, what's going on? Welcome to the Risen Fallen Podcast. I am your host, Mark Hendrickson, and if you're brand new to this content, then what you can expect is open and authentic conversations about things like mental health and self-development, how to get your life moving in the right direction if you're not feeling good about where you are right now. At least having the confidence to know that you're moving one step closer to who you'd like to be in the future. And so, hope you guys are doing well. Happy Thursday. It is Thursday today. We are pounding through this week, and one of the things I've had a conversation about this with a couple of different people in my life. And, I see these types of conversations being had on social media all the time. I thought I'd just come on here and give my personal 2 cents, and you guys can take it and do with it what you will. You can say, hey, he's an idiot. He maybe whatever. Anyways, I noticed that a lot of people in our generation, they want to basically, and I've been through this as well. They maybe work a physical job, a laborious job, and they think, well, I know I don't want to do that. So they're willing to do things like sales. They're willing to get into different jobs. Like I was working in the restaurant industry. I worked in the fitness industry in sales. I went back to the restaurant industry. I tried making drop shipping companies and sell things online and all these different things, because at the end of the day, I had come to this, agreement with myself saying, I don't want to work a laborious job. I don't want to have to work, I want to be a thinking man. I want to be a classy man. I want to wear suits. I want to drive a nice car. I don't want to drive a truck anymore, blah, 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 blah. And I wanted to get these comfy, cozy indoor jobs where I was solving problems and managing people and dealing with those types of things, paperwork and all that jazz. And I thought that would make me feel more like a dignified man. Like, I don't know why, but that's just how I felt. And I know that I've had conversations with other people that have felt like that before as well. So if you have feelings like that, or you have had feelings like that in the past, you're not alone. But I wanted to come on here and give you guys a little bit of perspective shifts, based on conversations that I've had, based on experiences that I've had in regards to working in the trades, working a laborious job, developing those skills, and then what the future could bring with that. And so first off, I'd like to say, I remember when I was a general manager, basically a sales manager, I managed a sales team in the gym. And when I used to come into work all the time, I was obsessed with sports at the time. I was watching hockey and basketball and rugby, and, I was keeping up with UFC, and then all of these things. Like, I idolized professional athletes, and I was like, man, like, I'm stuck here. Like, I work out, I train, I do like active things, but like my job, I'm stuck here in a desk in a cubicle, and like, it's driving me nuts. Like, it's the same problems every single day. This form wasn't filled out properly. This budget was overblown, and blah, 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 blah. So there's just like all these like problems that really didn't seem like real problems to me, because they never really impacted my life other than people yelled at me for them. It seemed like redundant first world, like new age problems. Like, it wasn't actually like solving any real world tangible issues, to say the least. And I remember there was so many times where I was like, man, I wish I could just like, because it's so much easier for me to do a workout that I don't want to do than do paperwork that I don't want to do. It's so much easier for me to go for a run that I don't want to do than it is for me to call customers and want to, do all these paperwork. You get what I'm trying to say. Like, it seemed easier for me to work out than it was for me to do work. And I used to think to myself, I wish that I could be like a professional athlete and just get paid to train and get paid to work out and be moving and active all day. And that's when I started to realize, as I came back into the construction industry as a carpenter, that's essentially like what the working in the trades is. Like, it's like kind of like the next best thing. Everything that, you'd see or expect from a professional athlete is what you see and expect from construction workers. Like, keep yourself in shape so that you can move properly and take care of your body and eat properly and recover and rest. Otherwise, your body's going to be sore and you're not going to perform to the best of your ability and you might get injured. It's the exact same thing. The only difference is, actually, you know what? I was going to say the only difference is the amount that you get paid, but it actually kind of is, if you look at it, the same kind of ratios. Like, the top 1% in the world are millionaires. The same with construction, same with the trades, same with anything, running a business or anything. Like, the top 1% are all millionaires. They make multi-million-dollar salaries and, ungodly amounts through sponsorships and brand deals and endorsements and all these different opportunities that they get. But like, we all grew up playing hockey. We all grew up playing basketball. We all grew up playing a sport or doing a thing. And it's like, we didn't make it that high because we didn't take it seriously enough. We weren't gifted genetically. Not all of us started at the same place. Some of us start on third base and some of us start at first base or at bat, or sometimes you don't even get an opportunity to bat, it feels like. And I don't know if that makes sense to you guys, but that's kind of the same way that it is, in every aspect of the world. It's kind of like, I guess what I'm trying to say is the working in the trades is really similar a lot of the time to working in sports. Yeah, you're going to have coaches you don't agree with. You're going to have problems that you haven't faced in the past. You might have injuries. You might have to overcome, teammates that you don't get along with, or like I said, coaches that you don't get along with. And there's going to be a lot of, things that you have to do outside of the sport to maintain your body so that you can continue to do the sport. And it's the same thing in the trades. Like, you see so many guys that beat the hell out of their bodies and they blame the trades, when really it's like, well, you probably aren't taking care of your body outside the trades. You're probably one of those guys that comes home after a long day of work, kicks your boots off and goes, oh, that was a tiring day. I better sit down on the couch and rest. When really it's like, okay, that's not going to help your body recover. That's not going to help your body be stronger for tomorrow. If anything, it's putting you in a worse position. And so it's the same way with athletes. People in the trades are making money based off their performance athletically, the way that they can move their body, the way that they can do their sport, the level of their performance, the speed of their performance, and the way that they can help other people, like their teammates or coworkers or whatever, do the job more effectively. The more the business grows, the more money they make. It's the exact same thing. And so even though, maybe working in the trades and being a carpenter, if you want to look at my life, or whatever trade you could be a mechanic, you could be a welder, you could do landscaping, you could do gutter cleaning, you could do anything. Like, as long as you learn your craft, you learn your industry, you learn the thing, if you don't see yourself wanting to do that in the future, you just have to be able to teach other people to do it. And then you can transition into, building a business, employing people, training people, teaching them how to do that, and then scaling it to the point where you're just managing people, if that's what you want to do. And then you could just go and jump on the tools if you want. And so I just felt like a lot of people in our generation are kind of passing the buck on learning skills, learning trades, learning how to work with your body and to make money with it. And it's almost looked down upon, when, in my opinion, it's kind of like, that's kind of the best thing to do. Like, that is the traditional, farmer, warrior, builder class of human beings, of men. And I think that most men, for most of the time that humans have been around, have done this type of thing, have done this type of work. And, like I said, if you don't want to do this type of work forever, fine, so be it. But at least learn the craft so that you can teach it to other people and scale that way. That way, if you ever fall upon, a humbling experience where maybe a lot of your business gets shut down, some, government red tape and regulations, or an economic bust or a bubble or whatever it could be, you still have that skill. If your business fails, you can go and start afresh, claim bankruptcy and start fresh, or work for someone else and develop those skills even further before you, continue to teach people and scale your business. But learning skills and learning trades and gaining value for yourself that way is always going to be paramount to anything else in life. And even reading a book right now, I'm reading a book. It's called, hold on one sec, I'll grab it. It's called The Happiest Man on Earth. It's right here. It's by Eddie Yaku or something like that. And I actually didn't know this guy. I wasn't very familiar with him or anything like that. But I got this book for Christmas, and it's the story of, the subtitle is The Beautiful Life of an Auschwitz Survivor. And I'm about halfway through it right now. It's like a 200-something page book. I'm about 100 pages in. Yeah, and so there's this chapter that he has about, I'm trying to find it here, but he basically says, like, skills can save your life. And he talks about being put essentially in one of the worst positions you can possibly imagine as a human being, as a Jewish prisoner in these camps in Auschwitz during the Second World War. And, he's pretty much put in the worst position imaginable. And he says that, surrounded by people that hate him for who he is, just because of, a religious practice that his ancestors, like, he wasn't even really like a religious guy. And yet he's still being looped. Anyways, you guys know how horrible these events were. I don't even have to try and butcher an explanation, but he talks about how when he's surrounded by these people that want to kill him, because he has a skill, because he has a certain trade that is deemed to be useful, he becomes like almost like an essential person to them. Even though these people hate him, they want him dead. And that is the most, like I said, if you could look at that and just think, wow, the importance of having a certain knowledge or a certain skill set is like, even if people are hateful and evil and vengeful upon you and they want the worst for you, if you are good enough at something that they need, they will fight to keep you around. And so it's kind of like a beautiful metaphor, I guess, or an explanation as to why learning skills and learning abilities and doing those things can not only increase your own self-worth, the way that you perceive yourself, but it also increases the way that other people value you as well, or at the very least, want to help utilize your skills. And you can utilize that for your benefit as well in life. And so I just, I don't know. That's kind of a roundabout way to explain it, but go out and learn some skills, learn some trades. Don't be afraid to get your hands dirty. It's fun. It builds camaraderie. You build a lot of discipline. You build a lot of confidence. And dude, honestly, like, you just get to work out all day and move your body all day. And honestly, that is the dream for a lot of people. So consider it. It's something to look into if you guys are looking for a career shift and you want to move all day and feel like a alpha male and work out all day and solve problems as well. Like I said, you still have to, solve problems, like actual tangible problems of like, how do I make this piece fit, or how do I rebuild this thing, or how do I fix this thing, or, you're still working with your mind. It's mentally stimulating, but you're also having to physically solve the problem once you mentally solve it. So it's pretty sweet. And you can make a pretty penny if you learn how to run a business as well. So that's all I got for today. Just a little endorsement for the trades out there, just to encourage people that are in the trades maybe, or encourage people that are thinking about getting into it, or maybe for some frustrated apprentices out there that feel like I felt so many times, where it's like, is this fucking even worth it? Am I ever going to learn this? But on that note, I think that's pretty much it. I hope you guys have a good weekend. I will see you guys all on Monday. Much love and peace out, you beautiful human beings. I love you all. Bye.